After watching the tape, what was your assessment of Justin and the first team offense?
We were pleased with the process. I think that as we are evaluating preseason football, right, it's nothing you need to have knee-jerk reactions, good or bad. I think, like I mentioned before, I thought preseason game one, I was pleased with the process and the play calling into the huddle and the snap to the line of scrimmage and the motions and the lack of penalties, and that carried over to preseason 2, and I thought he got even better in preseason 3. So I think that part of it we were all pleased with. But there's a ton of improvement that we have to get better at if we're going to play better talent, play more looks, all the movement you're going to get, and so. But a step in the right direction.
Cole was saying after the game that his touchdown catch was a play you'd run earlier when you dove off to Blasingame. When you see the guy stick with Cole the first time, how does that work for you? Do you make a little note? Do you file it away? And what is your process in terms of, okay, when do we go back to that well?
Yeah, that's probably giving me a little bit too much credit, to be honest with you. I think you're in preseason ball and you have a limited menu that you're going to, and then you like the presentation that was given to you the first time, and you feel like you're going to get something similar too. The difference was, we actually did a better job executing the post on that one. Isaiah did a great job. Mooney didn't on the first one. He ran across the field. You're supposed to run a wide and post and take 2. Isaiah did that time, and so within the progression, the quarterback was able to find his way up to that rail, and so it was honestly just better execution.
And that drew the double from the safety. Which
Correct. Yeah. So he was able to widen on the post, take the corner, and then that post, the safety felt the post going over top, so he panicked and ran with it as well.
You guys have worked a lot with Justin Fields on the mechanics, the footwork, things of that nature. From the beginning of the summer program to now, how would you evaluate his growth in that department?
Yeah, I mean, from then to now, it's obviously tremendously improved, but nowhere near where it needs to be. He's got a long way to go there, but he's working his tail off, and I think, he reaped the reward of listening to his feet, and the timing and rhythm was good most of the night. We've talked a lot about pocket presence. That's something that a young quarterback has to grow through. And, I thought that showed up, and he did a nice job with that. And he had the escape on third down that, he knew time was up, and he made the most of that play too.
Luke, as you look at the next couple weeks before it counts for real, what do you want to see from Justin, from this first-team offense to feel like, all right, we're ready to step it up against better talent? And that's
Yeah, I just got done saying this. This is when we got here in April, we had this very well thought out plan of how we wanted to go this process to look. And we're going to stay committed to that process. I don't think this isn't like an elevation to a moment. This is part of the process. This is the stepping stone of, our goal was to get better and to apply pressure to our team on our own, and the way that we installed it, the way that we implemented the offense, the way that we installed it, the way we came to training camp, the way that we performed in preseason. These are all the next steps. These are all steps to where we want to be. And so this next game, again, we're still pedal to the metal, and we're still challenging these guys every day, both mentally and physically, to play the play style that we want to play.
But what you've seen so far, you believe the process is working?
I believe we're in the process, and I believe that the process is, we're on track in the sense of, like, I want to keep going. But, in the end, the only way you really say you win is if you win or lose, right? And so we haven't won or lost a game officially yet. But we're going to stick to the process. We believe in the process, and the guys believe in the process.
How encouraging was it to see on that second series where the holding penalty negated Montgomery's run, that they're still able to get chunk plays after that, and that wasn't a drive killer?
Yeah, no blink by those guys. They stick together. They knew it was a great run. The way they finished, I mean, the play was really executed very well by the guys. Unfortunate call. And then to bounce back and like I said, to not blink and have great protection, and then the timing and rhythm again, and both routes were done very well. So that execution was cool. Cool to see them do that.
With regard to the step-by-step process, the next game just being part of the process, what did Fields do in the preseason you think is most likely to translate to success in the regular season?
I think, like, as you're talking about him growing as a young quarterback, his leadership skills and the bringing that unit together has been really fun to see, not just in preseason, but throughout this whole thing. And I think when you're able to go out in 3 preseason games and show these guys you're ready to command the huddle, call the plays cleanly, go out and execute high level, I think all that stuff just gives other people confidence. My favorite part about being a huddle team is that the quarterback gets to look 10 other people in the eyes, and then they get to feel what they feel from him, right? And there's zero hesitation in them, so I think all that's good.
In that regard, obviously, the best quarterbacks make their teammates better, whether one way or another. Just obviously, it's a very early stage, a formative stage. But do you see that in him? Do you see indications that he will be that guy that makes a good receiver out of a mid-round draft pick, or just a better offensive lineman out of somebody who maybe wasn't expected? Do you see the potential for that effect in him?
Yeah, I don't think I'm in any position to make predictions like that, but what I can tell you is that the guy works his tail off. He exudes confidence in himself, which then helps others feel confident. And so I think that part of it is a special quality that he has, and then you match that with the work ethic that he has. He's making sure that he's doing more than anybody else, and then those guys just get attracted to that, and they want to be a part of that.
How would you assess Tevin Jenkins' performance?
Yeah, I thought Tevin's done a great job of accepting that challenge of right guard, and and it showed. It showed his. We threw him in there, and a few days later, he's playing in a game in Seattle, and I thought that just showed, one, his athleticism, and two, his mental capacity. I think I've told you guys in here before that the guard position has more on his plate than a tackle position. So for him to be able to go in and execute at a high level was really good.
It's shown you this month.
No, he's done a great job. I think opportunity was presented, and he's gone out and taken it by the horns. He's done a great job of being able to have flexibility to play multiple positions, and then he's been presented one-on-one opportunities, and he's won them both in practice and in the preseason games. And I think that's in our game. You got to have guys that can be able to win those one-on-one battles, and he's done a nice job of that.
What stands out about his route running?
I think it's his patience, honestly. Obviously he has a really cool ability to play on his insteps, and then his patience to be able and be comfortable being really close to a defender is something that the great ones they're able to do that. There's no panic, and you're not making a move so far away from the guy. You're able to smell his breath and make a move, and I think that's a really cool quality he has.
I know it's just the preseason, but how much more comfortable are you in a play calling situation after having 3 of these games than you were, 2.5 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think I don't think it'll be much different or anything like that. I feel good. I feel confident in how we've put it all together. I think that part of it, like I said, everything that we do is pretty process driven. So, I just kind of use my feel or flow of the game, and then on top of the process, I just lean on the process that we put together all week, and so I feel good with all that.
What is the difference between a Saturday night in Cleveland in the preseason and September 11th against the 49ers in terms of how you prepare and how much you prepare and the different things you have in your...
Yeah, no, as far as like the way that I prepare, not really anything different other than you simplify the approach for your players. I think that's really the biggest difference, right? You're still evaluating what front, what coverage, what their tendency was, and then you just play off of those tendencies and stuff like that. But yeah, it gets a little bit deeper now, and then how much you're willing to do against and show now. Now the gloves are off now, so you're good.
Luke, did the offensive line pass the test, the first teamers, and how confident are you in Braxton Jones, starting week 1 of his NFL career, as a 5th round draft?
Yeah, no, I thought Braxton's done a nice job. I thought, for a young guy, he came in kind of hot. We were really excited about what he was showing, and then we put pads on, and I thought that, it shocked him a little bit in the sense of, and then obviously having Robert to go against every day doesn't help, but then I thought he really did a great job of kind of digging his feet in the ground and getting right back at it. And I saw, these last 2 or 3 weeks, I thought he's done a nice job of getting better every day. So, I'm excited to see what he can do. And I think he's got a bunch of confidence in himself, too. And I think he's got an opportunity to show what he got.
Did it
fair to say you found your five, at least for starters?
I mean, I don't want to go there yet, but I thought all those guys have done a nice job of getting better each day, and I think you guys have naturally seen guys fall into certain positions and stuff where they maybe feel a little bit more comfortable. So, yeah, I think there's been growth. I think I love their play style. I think that's as much as anything they've bought in, and you guys have seen. I mean, when our guys are getting tackled, they're getting picked up by those five guys every single time. They're running the ball, they're finishing, and we want to play that kind of ball. We want to play nasty. We want to be more physical than everybody else, and those guys have bought into that.
Justin said he felt Saturday was a turning point for the offense. Do you see it the same way?
A turning point? I mean, I don't know about that. Like I said, I think the way that my mind works is like I literally just have a vision of this process, and I know I've used that word 1,000 times already, but I truly believe that. Like we're in this phase of getting better, and we're in this phase of developing who we want to become, and are we on track? I don't know, but I feel good about where we're at. I think the guys believe in what we're doing, what we're communicating, the type of philosophy that we have, and the kind of ball we want to play. So I don't know. Turning point seems like a pretty harsh word or dramatic word, but I feel like we're grinding through this process the right way.
If you had to venture a guess as to how deep into your playbook you are, 20, 50, is it hard to put a number on that yet? How far advanced have you presented things to guys?
No, we've challenged these guys since we got here. I didn't hold back, with a young quarterback or anything. Like, we challenged them, and we've figured out where they can go and where they can't go, and so we feel good about where we've taken them, and maybe the word's enough, and we still will continue to grow as our team grows and evolves, and the roster the way it sits now, it usually isn't that same way when you get halfway through a season. You got to fight through whatever, and so we'll continue to evolve. But I feel good about all that.
The little sneak that you ran with Justin on 4th and 1, I think when he snapped the ball, the Browns linemen were still standing up.
Yeah.
Is that an option for him to just get it and go? Was that the call from the sideline?
Yeah, no, it was what, 4th and a couple inches or something. So that was just us jumping the ball and going to steal first down.